The final speech I gave in this class was my ceremonial speech, and the purpose of this speech was to give a speech on why I thought Steve Jobs was such an influential person and individual and entrepreneur. And Steve Jobs, I think, was very important and influential, so I did my speech on Steve Jobs. To make sure that the class thought my ethos were high and that my ethos were high, I made sure to be aware of what my person was doing in life and where he was today. And even though Steve Jobs isn't alive, I still made myself knowledgeable about who he was, and I also knew who he was before this, so I did know a little bit about him and before going into this speech. I thought my technology was pretty good. Like my past ones, I guess I can speak a little bit louder. I don't know if that has to do with my microphone or not, but I think I just have to speak a little bit louder and it'll be better. I could use a better area to give my speech at. I guess I was just using what I had and where I was, so that was a good thing. And I guess in the future I would go to a school or have a podium in front of me. That would seem to help. In terms of structure and organization, I thought everything was pretty good. I could have laid out my conclusion a little bit better though and restated my main points. I did have that on my note cards, but I didn't really do it that well, so I need to make sure I do that in the future for whatever I have ahead of me. At all times, my transitions are a little bit rough. I'm very nervous when giving speeches, so I seem to struggle with that. Pathos-wise, I don't know if I did very well on connecting with my audience, I guess, but I did show them how Steve Jobs was an influential person and how he cared about other people around him, so maybe I connected with my audience that way. Things that I did well in my speech that worked, I thought that I gave enough information on why he was a influential person and gave 3 main points, so that was good. If I could improve one area, I'd be becoming more comfortable with that. I guess it's just practice, and I have a pretty tough time with that. One concept that I should probably become more aware of and use better is probably the use of a podium or something in front of me. I seem to rock back and forth and use my hands a lot, so I think having a podium or something in front of me would help me with that a lot. To review this class, I would have to say that this class did help me, and I do really struggle with speeches and talking in front of people, so it still is a little bit tough, but hopefully I get better as I get older or something, but I still seemed really nervous, as you can tell by my last speech, so hopefully I get better and better. But this class did help me, and it made me talk in front of people, so that is a good thing always. The most important theory and concept I thought I learned in this class was making sure you research your topic before going into it and making sure that you are knowledgeable about what you're talking about. That is very important and helps you be more comfortable in front of people. Knowing a lot about the topic is really important. If I had one thing, I guess, advice for the instructor, it would just be to continue doing the things such as going from smaller speeches to bigger speeches. I feel like that does ease people into it. I still was very nervous giving speeches, but it did help that I had a small speech right away and ended with bigger ones. It would not be as good if you started with a big speech. I guess that would put me in a tough spot. I guess other than that, I thought everything went well, and I don't really have anything that you could do. Everything had a reason in the class, so that's important. But I had a good time in the class, and hopefully I really can use what I learned in this class for the future in my career as well.